I see your loathing, broken your servant I nail. Will you give in to me? It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing. Will you give in to me? Looking at my own reflection, when suddenly it changes, violently it changes. Oh no, there is no turning back now. You've woken up the demon, the enemy. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let that go into me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me. I can see inside you, the sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Will you give in to me? It seems that all that was good has died and is decaying. Will you give in to me? It seems you're having some trouble in dealing with these changes, living with these changes. Oh no, the world is a scary place now that you've woken up the demon, the enemy. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it burn to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mama, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me. Yeah, when I dream. Yeah, when I dream. Yeah, when I dream. And when I dream. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it burn to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it burn to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it burn to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this has now come over me.
I'm right here to say when I'm hungry, I'll be right in my prime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Things that bother you never bother me, I feel happy and fine. Ha-ha! Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
I wish I would have met you. Now it's a little late. What you could have taught me, I could have saved some face. They think that your early ending was all wrong. For the most part they're right, but look how they all got strong. That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. Good shot, man. That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. Good shot, man. it's all clear. Those who were right there got a new kind of fear. You'd fight and you were right, but they were just too strong. They'd stick it in your face and let you smell what they consider wrong. That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. Good shot, man. That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. Good shot, man.
Hello. Hello, hello, one and all. How are we all doing on this fine Saturday? Been a while. In fact, what if I looked at it at 22 days? That seems like a good stream schedule. Just do it once every 3 weeks. Makes a lot of sense. Good way to get consistent viewership and participation. I'll just do it once a month. That's good for ratings. Been well, I mean, I could say I was busy, but it's up to you to believe whether or not I actually was. But no, just normie stuff. That damn, those pesky 9-to-5 jobs where they go, hey, we'll pay you to do X, and you're like, all right, if you insist. But I actually had a funny interaction with one Vamp Candy, or as others know her as Tramp Manly, depending on who you talk to. And in Discord, and she said something to the effect of, what the hell happened to you, man? And I go, what do you mean? I don't see you around anymore. And I go, oh, I'm genuinely shocked. Someone noticed my lack of existence. Someone noticed that I'm not participating, that I've disappeared. But it was nice. And then I'm like, well, been a little busy with the normie shit. And then her response was, as expected, oh, that's gay. And I said, yeah, a job, friends, family, stuff to do. What a faggot. What an absolute height of faggotry I am. But a lot I want to cover today, which has become a running joke on this show, where I say, oh, I want to cover these 5 things, and then inevitably we don't cover any of them, which is fine by me. I mean, it's more organic that way, I guess. More off the cuff, more fun. But yeah, I'm expecting to have a little chat with one DocGriffon here in the near future. If he ever shows up. He has the link. It's on him now. Ball is in his court. If he doesn't show up, that's fine. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. And I'll just talk into the ether by myself with all you wonderful people. All, let's see. I'm almost afraid to look. Where are we at? Oh yeah, I need to close some of these damn tabs. Let me see. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Where are we at? Well, all 5 of you, thank you for joining me. I see Constantine 1776 in the chat with a hello. Hello to you, sir. Thanks for stopping by. I see one Stream Destroyer Ariana Sharmer in the chat. Lost in the Casino. I'm just unbelievably shocked that you would lose money at a casino. That seems unheard of. You must have done something wrong. But thank you for stopping by. And yes, you are correct. Gay ops. Gay ops seem to consistently ruin all the good things on the internet. I mean, just was on a Late Night with Broski, I think it was last night, and when the new Medicare video dropped, talking about how there's pedophile freaking subforums. They're not pedophile subforums. That's, well, I mean, basically, it's underage people and adults exchanging nudies. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. In a court judged by a jury of your peers, do you think they'd say that that's pedophilia? I think they would. I think that's kind of a open and shut case. But just, they seem to be everywhere. I don't know. They just, all those times on the Kumite, where every douche that was on there, it's like, once you get down to the nitty gritty, once you scratch past the surface, all of a sudden, their affinity for children comes out. You know, whether it was Ross or Destiny, allegedly. Don't want to get sued for defamation, but allegedly. You know, just, and then you had the thing like Medicare was talking about on I think it was Bulbapedia, the Pokemon encyclopedia. Just, yeah, you're not wrong, Constantine. It does seem to be, it does kind of seem to come with the territory. Again, I would fully admit I am not versed in the ways of the internet, but what you're saying does not seem completely and utterly ridiculous. That where there's a subforum, where there's a forum, there's probably some degenerates just there for the lulz, or just to have an outlet for whatever creepy shit they're up to. But some of the other things I've been up to that I'd like to share, if I can rigmarole this. I did an pre-recorded interview hangout thing, I don't know what you would call it, with a user by the name of A Wild Fox Appears. If I can pull this up. Which one would probably be best? Probably that one. Yep, here's a look at his channel. And as you can see, that Wasteland Wanderer, definitely episode 7. That was the episode I appeared on. So go check out his stuff. He's got a hell of a singing voice. In fact, we may or may not get a sample of his singing voice by the end of the stream. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I did a pre-recorded interview with him. Let's see, what else has I've been up to? I was on Late Night with Broski, back-to-back nights. Oh, that's the wrong one. Well done. That's better. Here's his channel if you don't already know. Although I have a feeling most of whoever knows who the hell I am and who's in my audience knows who the hell he is. But he's a good dude. Been on this stream before. So go check out his shit. And then also was on Nightbeast stream with one artiste by the name of David, I'm still not 100% sure. But there's the Night Beast YouTube channel, where they do obnoxiously long streams. There you go. So, highly recommend all of them. So, when you're not watching this, voraciously and with great intention, go check them out. But some of the things I wanted to cover in this particular show, I was going to talk to DocGriffon about. He's not a big fan of Tarantino, director Quentin Tarantino and his work, and I wanted to pick his brain as to why, because in my experience, I haven't met a whole lot of people who feel that way. So I wanted to see where he was coming from. Because again, I'm not much of a movie buff. I'm not much of a cinemaphile, so I don't know all the techniques, the behind-the-scenes stuff. Oh, he shot this with a wide lens. That means this. Or, oh, the lighting is just this amount, so this means this. Or, oh, he stole that from a, independent art film from the 50s. That scumbag, that not that deep into the movie lore. But again, he has the link, so it's on him now. But some of the other stuff that's been going on is apparently there's this big tournament involving soccer. Oh, let me see here. Hold on a second. Hello, Fire Mistress. Thanks for stopping by. For the record, your human resources powers are no good here. This is not late night. You can't get any files on me. Not happening. But yeah, there's been this tournament going on that only happens every 4 years and is a big deal apparently. And I watched the games today, or I should say I watched the Portugal-Uruguay game that just ended. And my God, I'm just so sick of guys falling down for no reason. Of guys flopping and just trying to get the ref's attention. It's just, again, it happens in every sport. But soccer, it's just egregious. It's just annoying. And every 10 minutes, I'm sorry, not 10 minutes, every 10 minutes, that would be ridiculous. No, every 10 seconds, they're running up to the ref, hands in the air. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It wasn't me. No, he grabbed my shirt. He flicked my ear. They come across as a bunch of babies. But at least we've gotten to the point where the tournament is somewhat tolerable because we actually have to have a winner. None of this gay, oh, we're so excited because we tied. Or, I'm sorry, I think the technical term is, it was a draw. We drew. Ooh. No, you settle that shit. I see Ariane Schwarmer saying hello to Fire Mistress in the chat. Thank you both for stopping by. But no, the World Cup, man, I'm just so disinterested. I really am. I want to be interested. I really do. And it is technically the world's game. It is technically the game that is the most popular worldwide, which, again, I think is for various reasons that don't have to do with the quality of the game, but that's a whole nother discussion. But I can't do it. The only reason I was remotely aware of it was because I was watching it during the week, because it was either that or stare at a wall, because a certain employer wouldn't give me anything to do. God, that's a whole nother ball of wax. I did not quite realize what a tangled web corporate America is. Just the inefficiency, the office politics, the just dumb nonsense. The gif that was just up of that guy getting flicked in the ear and then falling over. Yeah, that's soccer, folks. Enjoy. But just, I sat there. And this isn't an issue of, well, all right, if they're not going to give me any work, I'm just going to stare at the wall and have them pay me. As long as the check cashes, what do I care? No, I made an effort. I sent out emails to the people who I was told to send emails out to. I talked to people face to face. And for 2 weeks, nothing. Nothing resolved, nothing. And it's just sad. Because it just makes you think to yourself, how do these people stay profitable? How have they been in business for decades when this is the kind of shit that goes on? I guess when you get big enough, the separation from the people who started it, who are competent, the chain of command gets so far removed that by the time you get to my rung, which is bottom on the ladder, it's just a mess. Redacted username. How are you, sir? Well, I guess I can't assume. How are you? You. And he says, DocGriffon says this is where the cool kids are hanging out. Yeah, maybe. I think that's a loose definition of cool, but I'll take it. Because again, according to Doc's own definition, there's no cigarettes here. Hey, how are you, fuckwad? that always sounds wrong to say. It's just, hey, how's it going, fuckwad? It just seems like such a dick thing to say. But if that's your moniker, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? But hello to Redacted, hello to fuckwad. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, cool. Then you will be otherkin from henceforth. Redacted username, the otherkin says, nah, go ahead and assume any gender you want. Fair enough. No, I get it. It's a bit of a troll name. Makes sense to me. I can appreciate it. It's somewhat in the similar... Well, no. It's probably on a higher tier than me because, I mean, I picked just a song title where it's literally about a guy shooting himself in the head. So, I mean, that's a bit of a troll. But yours is more straightforward, where everybody just calls you a fuckwad all the time. But this World Cup, man, it doesn't do anything for me. And to add insult to injury is the fact that my country isn't even involved. Which is more depressing because I think if you got down to brass tacks, and I think this is borne out by what occurs in the Olympics, where we seem to win most of the medals, if not the majority, is that if you played any other sport for the most part, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, it seems like when the United States is involved, we seem to come out on top pretty consistently. But for some reason, we just don't give a shit about soccer. We just don't. I mean, could you imagine LeBron James being a striker for Team USA? That would be absurd. I certainly can't. Because there's just not enough interest and not enough revenue generated. I mean, I was in one of the reasons I didn't stream for a while is I went to Washington D.C., which was a cool place. I recommend it if you haven't gone. And I was in a bar, and they were playing was it professional women's soccer, like WSAL, Women's Soccer Association League, something like that. I don't know. But I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, you know, I've watched the Women's World Cup. I watched WNBA games, and there's just nobody there. I mean, they got what they wanted. They're on ESPN. They have their own league, and nobody cares. The hypocrisy is just real. I mean, you clamor for this stuff. You ask for it. You go, we just want to be equal. We just want to have the same opportunities, the same chance. And then when given it, you don't show up. I mean, I forget where I read, but it was something like the WNBA has been around for, what, almost 20 years now? And has yet to turn a profit. I mean, that is just the height of sadness. You get your shot, your one chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. All right, that's the last time I referenced Eminem. And you don't capitalize on it. You don't. Okay. Fair enough. Doc should be here shortly. But yeah, it's just soccer. Nobody cares. Lady sports, nobody cares. And I would. If given the opportunity, if given an interesting enough product, I would. But there's just too many other better options, in my opinion. And speaking of Mr. Griffin, he did something cool. He had a voice actor from Dragon Ball Z on, a gentleman by the name of Kyle Herbert. He's done other work, that's not his only thing, but he actually got him to say something for me, which was cool as hell, and is actually a video on my channel. It's good stuff. Here, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I thought this was cool as hell. Because, the guy, I mean, that was my childhood. I mean, call it I think I called it a nostalgia boner, but God, when that happened, I remember the amount of time I spent watching that show on the regular and hearing this guy's voice over and over again. Here, let me set this up. Look at YouTube.
And Hey Man Nice Shot asked, has he already said, find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z?
No, but I will now. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
There you go, Hey Man Nice Shot.
That's just so fucking cool. That just, God. I mean, I own fucking box sets of this damn show. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that, and to actually see the guy who does it. To answer your question, Fire Mistress, I believe he does that, which was the announcer at the beginning and the end of all the shows, and I believe he played Gohan as well. Something like that. I don't think he was Kid. I think he was after the Cell saga, when he was a teenager going into adulthood. Goku too? No, I think that was Sean Schemmel. Well, hell. We have this little thing called the internet. Let's look it up. Let me see. VA. Pretty sure. Let me look. Oh, no, not... No, I don't want the old grandma who does the Japanese. No, no, no. You might be right. Here, let me look. Yeah, I see Sean Schemmel. Let me see. Oh, here. I'll pull this up so that you guys can actually see what the hell I'm looking at. Alright, so this is the Wikipedia. Exactly. But yeah, it seems like Funimation, yeah. Yeah, Sean Schemmel's the one I know. Yeah, right here. But yeah, Kyle Herbert. Well, here, I can just look him up real quick. Kyle, whoops. Herbert. Yeah. This was the guy. God, that voice is just money. But yeah, I believe if I go into here, yeah. Narrator, Gohan, West Kai, Pecan, Ox King, General White. So just various voices. Yeah, see, Gohan adult. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure it was a lady who did Gohan as a kid. In fact, I think I'm going to look that up. Apologies if this is boring as fuck, but I liked this show a lot as a kid. Wait, VA Gohan kid VA. Let me see. Oh, wait, I think that just answered it. There you go. Stephanie Nadolny. Never heard of her. Gohan Dragon Ball Z. Well, there you go. Learn something new every day. But yeah, I thought that was so cool, and that was a hell of a get for Doc too. I was happy for him because he's been talking about sending out links or sending out inquiries to all sorts of people. He's talked about Donald Trump. I think he tried to get an interview with him. He tried to get an interview with oh God, I forgot his name. Oh. How you doing when you see Caitlyn Jenner for the first time? Thanks for stopping by. Fuckwad says, I love this boring shit. All right, fair enough. See, that's one thing that irks me about this streaming stuff is I never know what the hell's interesting and what's boring as hell. It's always this weird balance between trying to figure out what's interesting to me, what other people give a crap about. Yeah, exactly, redacted. Yay, IMDb. No kidding. When you see Caitlyn Jenner for the first time, I'm reading a book called A Patriot's History of the United States of America. So far, it's pretty good. Huh. I wonder who the author is. I'd be curious to know. Also, Greymon and Digimon. I never really got into Digimon. I don't know why. I gotta respect him for that. Oh, absolutely. No, that's probably why he got Herbert to show up. Is because he asked. And that's an issue I run into, too, is I always think to myself, I've got 45 subs, what the hell do I matter? Who cares what I got to say? And so there's a couple people, I'd rather you looked it up than just guessing. I recommend to anyone interested in U.S. history. But yeah, no, Doc's show seems to be doing well. And, but no, that's an absolute quandary in my head, is I'm like, I could ask, but I always feel like it's an imposition, like I'm bothering them, which is obviously not the right attitude to take when you're trying to run a show, whether we want to call it successful or not, which is debatable. I'd rather you looked it up than just guessing. I forget. What did I guess at? What was I looking up? I don't even remember. But that's bad. I'm trying to remember. He was shooting for Donald Trump. He was shooting for Pete Rose. Was another one. Dude, if he could get Pete Rose, that'd be fascinating. Pete Rose has had a hell of a life. I mean, the all-time... Is he still the all-time hits leader in baseball? I think he is. But because he gambled on some games he played in, he doesn't get to go to the Hall of Fame. Feh. He deserves it. At least on statistics. Oh, the voice of Goku? Yeah. Oh, no, okay, now I understand what you're saying. Fuckwad. We're good now. Man. To anyone in U.S. history. But now I'm curious to look up who the hell that is. Patriots History of the United States of America. That screams to me one of those books where the title is rather innocuous, but you look it up and it's got all sorts of crazy shit in it. Patriots History of the United States. 2004. Larry Schwickert. Well, here. Let's take a look, shall we? Look at webpage. All right. Wikipedia. Patriots History of the United States from Columbus's Great Discovery to the War on Terror. Is this the book you were referring to? Let me see here. Let me go back for a second. No, it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right, fuckwad. That's the thing, is he was betting on himself to win. It wasn't like he was throwing the game. That just meant he had more incentive to try. But yeah, that was the book you're referring to. Let me look here. It's a 2004 book on American history by Larry Schwickart and Michael Allen, written from a conservative standpoint. It's a counterpoint to Howard Zinn's A People's History of the United States. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay. And asserts that the United States is an overwhelmingly positive force for good in the world. Oh, boy. Schweikert said that he wrote it with Allen because he cannot find an American history textbook without leftist bias. Huh. Interesting. I like the premise, at least. Get things from a different perspective, but... Wow, 14 years old. Interesting. Well, then, we'll have to check that out at some point. Maybe I'll do an audiobook, because everybody keeps telling me that I have a voice for radio, but also everybody keeps telling me that I sound like every person on the internet. I've been told, you sound like Ranting Monkey. You sound like Mr. Medicare. You sound like Davis from the Night Beasts. You sound like, what was the other guy? You sound like, crap. That's horrible. I don't remember. But yeah, apparently I sound like everyone on the internet. And also everyone's dad, apparently. Apparently I have a dad voice. I don't know how that happened. I mean, alright, here. How many people we got here? Let's see. Let's take a look. Alright, we got 8 people in here. That's a good enough sample size. Press 1 in the chat if you think I sound like a dad. Or have a dad's voice, yeah. See, I don't know how to take that. Do I want to have a dad's voice? Is that a good thing? Not 100% sure what that implies. All right, we got 1-1. Is that the entire... Oh, we got a 2. All right, we're 50-50 right now. Who's going to break it? Who's going to break the tie? Drum roll, please. Oh. Nah. Then we got the delinquent with the 0. Come on. You had to be different, didn't you? You couldn't just play along. I appreciate it. I would have done the same thing. We have a 2. All right, so I'm not a dad. It's been determined. I can't tell what anyone sounds like. Oh, no, now we're back to even. Crap. But Fire Mistress says I can't tell what anyone sounds like. Yeah. No, neither can I. But yeah, I've been compared to too many damn people on the internet. Oh, I got a lull. First lull on the stream. Restart the clock. All right. Can't believe it. I think Doc's flaking on me. He's gotten too big. His ego's too inflated. All right. Well, while we wait for his ass, I had a couple of videos I had up that I wanted to look at that I thought were kind of humorous. So we can play some Mystery Science Theater. That should be fun. Uh-oh.
Whoa!
He lives.
I'm sorry, bro. I just got caught up.
What in the
how am I going to... wait a minute. Let me turn my camera off. There we go.
There we go. All right, that looks a little bit better.
It's that damn virtual camera thing that I was telling you about. That's what happens when OBS isn't on.
All right, you're echoing. Hopefully it'll go away here in a second. when it boots up. Because apparently it's like a lawnmower. You got to press the button 3 times, not 2.
Okay, am I sounding any better?
That's better. Yep, you just had to come in for a minute. Blackout, thank you for stopping
yeah,
by.
I kind of had my volume up because Snow Fox and the final blackout wanted my docs, so
Wow.
they wanted to read my shit. So I'm like, okay, here, I'll give it to you. There you go. Do with it what you will. And then they found. I thought it was so funny. It was kind of cute because they're like, well, I just brought up your name. Do you have an IMDb page? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, you were an actor? Yeah. but it's the whole thing was, I always say the movies that I was in are the movies that you'd find in that Walmart movie bin where you can get 20 movies for $5.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, basic shit level around Manos' Hands of Fate. But yeah. So yeah, they discovered a lot about me today.
Blackout says he didn't ask for your docs. You gave it to him.
I did. It's all my fault. I am to blame.
I mean, if I remember correctly, I technically saw it, but I haven't done anything with it. And don't worry about it. I don't plan on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't cause no trouble to nobody. And I mean, all the trolls get where I'm coming from, and they enjoy the fact that I enjoy their trolling of me. So, yeah, I mean, everything is nice and wondrous in the world. Damn it. I'm trying to find your... Oh, I hate you, YouTube. I'm trying to find the YouTube. There you are. Okay.
All right.
And
Whoops, wrong one.
Port Echoes. There we go.
All
All right, that worked.
Cool.
So, how are you?
Fine. How are you, dude?
I'm doing okay. I finally got out from under that. I apologize for my lateness.
Not an issue. I'm still here. I chatted my way through 45 minutes. Not a problem. Real quick, though, I threw up your channel on the screen for anyone who's interested who doesn't already know who you are. So, there. You can find him on DocGriffon, YouTube. Boom. Done.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm, oh, hey, well, wow, that actually looks even better than... I should go with that dark setup. Can you believe that, by the way? Can I just go off the rails for just a second?
Dude, we've been off the rails since we started. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Awesome. Because of the fact that 103 subscribers, are you kidding me?
Well done.
That blows me away. It does. It seriously does. I mean, people are like, oh, well, you got to work so you can get the money. I'm like, I don't give a rat's ass about the money. I'm able to get a hold of people that I like or I find interesting and intriguing, and I talk to them. Matter of fact, one of the things that slowed me down from getting in here is Gavin Hammond. He agreed to do an interview, so we're setting him up to bring him on to the doctor's couch. So kind of happy about that.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, if you never ask, then
yeah, because part of what... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, go for it.
I was just going to say, yeah, part of the 45 minutes leading up is I was talking about how you were shooting for the stars between Donald Trump and Pete Rose and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, why not? Why not ask him? I mean, the first 6 that I sent out, one was LeBron James.
Ha! Well, I actually talked about him earlier, but in a different context. But did that work or no?
No.
No.
You want to talk about people who have major handlers around them, super gatekeepers? I mean, you have to find some type of gatekeeper kryptonite to get in touch with these guys.
All right, wait. Hold on. We got something going on in the chat here. No echo for now. Didn't ask for... Wild Fox appears. Hey, man, we're here. Well, thank you for showing up, Mr. Wild Fox. Doc didn't do nothing. Blackout, why would we dox you? Doxing is for pussies. You're not wrong. And then Fuckwad with a scream emoji, and it's like a reunion. You are not wrong, Fuckwad. But no, I actually, before you showed up, I played the clip of me asking if Kyle Herbert had said the next time on Dragon Ball line.
Yeah. The funny thing was, when I first got the chance to talk to him, because I didn't get to physically talk to him until he hit the green room before the show. And I was like, hey, I got to ask you one fan service question before we get on air. And he's like, oh, what? Like, kind of like, oh, fuck, here it goes. It's going to be this dick stuff. And I was like, do you, now Bear is kind of like a common name, like, Smith up north. So since you're from Louisiana, I was wondering, are you any relation to Bobby Hebert? And he stopped and he looked in the camera and he laughed and he goes, I've never been asked that.
Well, there you go.
Bobby Hebert was a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints in the late 80s, early 90s.
Really? Because many have told me I'm a bit of a sports nerd, and I've never heard the name before. That's funny.
Oh, well, he sucked at what he did, and plus...
Oh, well, that's probably why.
Well, and the Saints were shit at that point. So, it's kind of like, hey, do you remember that one guy who was the worst player ever? Well, no. That just kind of goes by. It just disappears, puff and smoke.
Well, it's funny you say that because in that same vein, there's the guys known as the draft busts where they get picked really high and then don't pan out, like the Ryan Leafs of the world.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You remember those names, but the Kyle Heberts, they just get, they're lost dust in the wind.
Yeah, I mean, it's there was nothing to write about with the Saints. I'm as old as the Saints. And literally, they did not have a winning record. Well, okay, let me correct. They didn't have a losing record until the 80s. And they started back in 1967. So you're talking about a whole world of just hurt.
Well, I'd like to feel sorry for you, but you're talking to a Lions fan, so you're going to get nothing from me.
Yeah, but you definitely had one of the greatest players ever.
Well, arguably, we've had two of them, but it hasn't meant shit.
Wait a minute, who's the second one?
Calvin Johnson.
He's good, but he's not in the league of Barry Sanders.
Well, I don't know. If you break a Jerry Rice record, I think that makes you okay.
Well, if you break all of Jerry Rice's records.
Oh, well, then you're God.
Well, it's just like Steve Largent was the fucking man. He held so many records, and one by one, it wasn't the same guy, but one by one, people started picking off his record.
Yeah, no, Steve Largent was a stud. You know who my favorite wide receiver was, though, of all time, that I don't think, again, wasn't amazing and probably isn't going to be Hall of Fame, but Wayne Corbett. Does the name mean anything to you?
Yeah.
For the Jets?
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't he... Wait a minute, didn't he start with New England and then go to the Jets?
I believe so, yeah. But I used to love him because he seemed to catch everything and he wore no gloves. He was like a real man. And he always went over the middle. He was just the ultimate slot receiver.
Actually, as far as people catching passes, I'm just still mystified. And it might be because of the fact that it was the time of when it happened. But I've never seen a greater pair than Swan and Stallworth.
Oh, Steelers, late 70s.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, no gloves, and this is where you could bump and run all the way down the field.
Oh, yeah. And you got to worry about people like Jack Tatum and Ronnie Lott in the safety position to fuck you up.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I met Ronnie Lott at a signing once. Holy shit. The guy, even when he's not playing, he looks intense.
He just looks kind of in the zone all the time.
He looks like if somebody gave him the right suggestion word, that he would Manchurian candidate all over your ass.
Oh, wow. So he's like a police dog where if you say the right word, he attacks.
Oh, yeah. But he's incredibly friggin' smart, too. Very well spoken. You wouldn't think that that much violence would come out of one person, but I tell you what, if there's anybody in the history of the NFL that I don't want to get hit from, he's on the top 3.
Yeah, I remember
do
that.
not.
Yeah, him and like Jack Tatum and who was the other guy for the Broncos? I think it was like Steve Atwater or something like that. We're just nasty.
Dude, Ray Nitschke.
Yeah, well, as a linebacker, but yeah.
I mean, well, no, I'm talking about defensive people who fuck your shit up.
Oh yeah, no. In general, God, the list goes on. There's Nitschke, there's Butkus, there's Ray Lewis, there's Lawrence Taylor. No, thank you.
Yeah, Derek Thomas too.
Mm.
I like Derek Thomas a lot. Well, he was a hometown boy though, so.
A Wild Fox Pierce says hashtag in the zone. Auto zone or some shit.
Get in the zone. Yeah, I'm honestly not much of any other sports fan, but football. I mean, when I lived in North Carolina, the Hive was definitely the place to go. It was more like a swinging singles club. You could get laid by going to a Charlotte Hornets game.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Because I would think Charlotte Hornets, there's nobody there.
Well, no, I mean, they moved the Hornets down to Nolens in a bit of irony, and then they changed them to something else. But and around here, well, yeah, where I grew up, hockey was always in vogue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I never grafted onto anything like I did with football. Because football is the shit.
Yeah, well, I was talking about the other kind of football before you got here. Excuse
you
me.
mean the football?
Football, yeah, footy. Because before I hopped on I think I was semi-watching it when I was on your stream, the World Cup going on, and I can't get into it. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter who's involved. Even when the United States involved, I find myself just bored. There's no other way to describe it.
Although, have you seen the Geico commercial?
With Landon Donovan in a Mexico shirt?
No. Oh, shit. I got to look this up for you so you can see it.
Okay.
Oh my God. You can share this too, because I'm sure they want the advertisement. Well, you're probably faster at this, but I'm still going to try.
No, I'm not looking up anything. It's just a matter of if it's copyrighted, because I'll play it on the stream if we want. I just don't want to get showed.
Yeah, that would definitely suck. No.
Because I already ran into that with WWE. I had Broski on here, and we watched. I forget what it was. I think it was the clip of the stream's coming through. There we go. Okay. A clip of, I think it was Mick Foley pushing some guy off a cage and he fell like 30 feet or something.
No, that was 1989 Pittsburgh Hell in a Cell, Undertaker and Mankind.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here, I'll send you the link.
Oh, you're talking about the one where the guy scores and slides all over the place? Yeah. I've seen that.
That makes me laugh every single damn time.
Yeah, all right. I may throw it up on the stream and just mute it, so hopefully that'll be okay. So people can see what the hell we're talking about if they don't know.
And I pulled it off iSpot too. So, nice little obscure place.
Did you send it or no?
It's in the show messages.
The show. Oh, just had to scroll down a little bit. You
know, the messages on the Hangout.
Oh, acting like a boomer. All right, let me see here.
I've embraced the fact that people have no idea what a boomer is and have become one.
I don't want that. Hold on. There we go.
Now, as far as NFL celebrations, you should have had the Joe Horn one too. You know, where Joe Horn had actually hidden a cell phone in the goalpost pads and pulled it out and made a call.
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember that. I also could have had T.O. dumping popcorn on himself or pulling out the Sharpie.
Oh, yeah.
It just, I always liked Randy Moss. I don't know why.
Nice guy, too. Very nice guy. I had a buddy of mine who was a huge Vikings fan. And he was always dragging me to signings, and especially if he could get any Viking players. And I'm like, fucker, find me somebody in the Midwest that's doing a show where they invite a Saints player. And he shows up, because that ain't happening.
All right, I'm going to play this without any sound and see what happens so people know what we're talking about. So here. So he scores and then slides all over the place.
Yeah, because I think that's one of the douchiest things in the universe. It's like, okay, you kicked the ball into a goal. People weren't beating the shit out of you driving 100 yards down the field.
Oh, it's soccer. It's all they have.
Well, yeah, I mean, at least people can watch Australian rules rugby and watch people just beat the piss out of each other. Because there ain't no pads there. I would even give lacrosse the nod before I'd give soccer the nod.
Yeah. Again, that's another sport. At least I'll respect it from a physical standpoint, but in terms of entertainment, that's another one where I'm just meh.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have something. I mean, it's just like, I know a lot of people are like, well, hockey's boring. Because they're just slapping, a flat ball around a piece of ice. But yeah, when you get the people in there that are checking your ass into the board at 40 miles an hour, there lends a little bit to the gladiatorial sport.
Yep.
And I think I can be. I think I'm allowed to be manly and enjoy when other men beat the shit out of themselves. So, that's why I like wrestling too.
Yeah, wrestling was another one where I think it was like a Santa thing where once I found out, it's like it lost its luster.
Well, it's funny because I've been behind the scenes with several indie promotions and a lot. I spent time booking. I just to make a long story short, I started off as a cameraman trading services so I could use their ring. And they liked how I shot the camera, and they liked how I shot the interstitials, the promos in between, the pre-records for the cable access show. So I started talking to the guys, helping them develop their characters. Then they put me on the booking committee, and I booked for like 4 or 5 promotions after that. I would just come in. And I'm like, listen, guys, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to announce. If you guys want to help me put some shit together, or you want me to, jump in and give you some creative, I can do that. I've been where you've been, because literally the job of a booker is not just to, put together great angles. It's literally when you get to the building, you have to figure out who the hell showed up. So who you can put together in matches. So any type of glorious plans you have, any type of program you want to run over several different shows, most of the time gets screwed because people don't show up. People end up in jail. They oversleep. They have a dispute about wanting to get paid. They ran out of gas. I can go on and on and on. So literally it's just, okay, these 12 guys showed up. Okay, you're working this guy. You're working this guy. You're working this guy. You're going over. And they're like, well, what's the story? And I was like, you motherfuckers don't even show up half the time. You ain't getting no story. Get out there and make your story in the ring. Be a professional.
Do your job.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting paid $20. Fuck you. Do your job.
20
You're getting
bucks.
paid-
Wow.
Well, you're getting paid $20 for literally most of the matches never ran over 15 minutes.
Oh, actually, yeah. Then that
So-
prorates pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we had one set that ran an Iron Man match, which was an hour long. And, you know, you basically get the number of the one who has the most pinfalls or submissions wins. Hour-long match. At the end of it, I'm like, hey, well, you know, at least you got paid $20 an hour. Those guys actually, I used to do a gimmick where I would give them my paycheck, which, you know, wasn't much. But I'd split it between I would split it between the participants of the match that I liked the most. And that kind of inspired them to get their shit together. Because they'd be like, oh, I want to win that $20. And I'm like, dude, if you want to win that extra 20, you earn it. If you're looking good, if you're looking sweet, then yeah, I will grease your palm with what I got. And if not, put on the knee pads. Because I'll give you something else. Oh, look at that.
They'd rather not have that, I'm pretty sure. Well, again, I
Look
can't
at
speak
that.
for them.
Look at that run. Damn.
Oh, Barry? Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, he invented anti-gravity.
Yeah, no, his center of gravity was absurd.
Well, the way, and now I had to put Walter Payton in this category too. The way that they did their change-ups, how they reversed field, just, it looked like on a whim. Like a Southern Belle taking a sip from a mint julep. That easy.
Because, yeah, what's fascinating about it is, you know, I think even I could cut that fast, but the issue is maintaining speed and then still running full sprint after that. You know, I can juke that fast, but it's not like I'm going anywhere. Once I'm done, I'm stopped, and then I'm fucked. With them, it was just, like, seamless.
Yeah, it was the old Bruce Lee thing. Flow like water.
Yeah. Be water. Water, take on the cup.
Okay, you got to tell me this because I'm doing a segue. Okay, I'm working the program. What would you consider to be, if you were going to sit down and dissect a movie, what movie would you look at before you put your eye behind the lens of the camera?
So, in other words, what movie would I watch and nitpick before I became a director or a cameraman?
Before you became a director, what movie would you say, man, I have to pull this apart. I have to see how they did this. How did they do that shot? You know?
Well, one came to mind right away, but I'm not sure if it's my answer, but I'll go with it. Maybe The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, Sergio Leone.
Exactly.
Yeah. He was a good director. I liked him. He was probably one of the originators of jump cuts too, because it's just like, you know, fuck dragging the camera to pan across. Boom, there's the eyes. Boom, there's the hands. And you know, that was brilliant stuff.
I think it was just a combination of a bunch of stuff. It's Clint Eastwood as Clint Eastwood does. It's the music, it's the setting, it's just the story's good. It just all kind of worked.
Oh yeah, I like Ennio Morricone's scores too. I think they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. As a director, you don't get the score. I mean, they do run dailies, which means you can go in and take a look at the shit that you shot that day. But as far as it goes with being able to set mood and set tempo, I guess I should ask it this way. Which director do you think is best at doing that?
Oh, God. Again, I'm not much of a movie file, so Basically, I'm thinking of like the 5 most popular right off the top of my head, like Steven Spielberg or George Lucas or fuck, I'm blanking on the guy who did Titanic and Avatar, James Cameron.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you my James Cameron story?
I want to say you did, but go ahead.
I will later. Go ahead.
Okay.
Finish up.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of famous directors off the top of my head, but I don't know who does the best. I mean, I guess I could press the easy button and do like Scorsese or something like that.
I wouldn't disagree. I love Scorsese. I love Frank Capra. I mean, you can't get more homespun and pure than Frank Capra stuff. I love Hitchcock. I wish Orson Welles would have did more movies. There's a lot that you can pull from, not so much in the younger crew. And I will say this right now, and anybody in the chat can fight me IRL. Stanley Kubrick sucks. Kubrick is a piece of shit. He only ever made 2 good movies, and after that, it was all just bullshit.
What were the 2 good ones?
Spartacus, and that was really early in his career, and Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
I didn't like The Shining. I thought it sucked because he was putting his own spin on it, that there really wasn't anything supernatural about anything, and yet he used a shit ton of supernatural elements while continuing to diss it. Eyes Wide Shut, yeah, that's a piece of shit.
Isn't that the one with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise?
Yeah, with the sex club thing.
Okay.
And you people who keep worshiping at the feet of A Space Odyssey can fuck right off. That is a bad movie. People got into the point where they were watching, or here's how it started. They were listening to people that they quote unquote trusted, movie critics.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, oh, this movie's glorious, you have to watch it. So then all the artsy fartsy people, all the hipster doofuses went into it going, well, this is supposed to be a great movie, there's supposed to be some deeper meaning to it, blah, 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 blah. They get into it, and guess what? The movie flat sucks, but they can't say it sucks. So they have to do, oh, this was visionary. This is on another level. It's hard to explain this movie. And it's like, yeah, you're damn right. It's hard to explain the movie because the movie sucks. It's disjointed. You have no idea what they're doing. Stanley Kubrick wants you, basically, it's like it's like voodoo. It's like Macumba. He's throwing chicken bones down the floor and seeing what you interpret with it. Space baby my ass.
So 2001: A Space Odyssey, not a fan.
Oh, I tell you what, I would pee on a 35mm print if I had it right in front of me.
Damn. All right, so then let's get to it then. What the main thrust of why I wanted to have you on, and that is not a big fan of throwing Tarantino shine.
I do not favor Quentin Tarantino. There's one big reason why I don't. It was like I was saying, in wrestling, they have a phrase, if you steal somebody's finisher one time, that's theft. But if you do it repeatedly, it's an homage. Well, that's essentially what Quentin Tarantino does. Little bit of background. Let's roll it back quite a bit.
Okay.
Our pal Quentin was a video store geek. He literally was that clerk that you used to go into, because I know video stores pretty much don't exist anymore. But he was that smarmy hipster doofus guy who would tell you why you needed to rent, The Bride with White Hair, because it's so cinematic and it has such a flow and all this shit. He was the guy who would try to intellectualize your movie choices. And I'm a guy who can take it take movie choices on any level. It doesn't matter to me. If I know coming in that, say, if you watch Die Hard, you know it's not going to get an Oscar nomination, right?
Maybe. I thought Die Hard was okay. I don't know if it's Oscar worthy, but I thought it was okay.
No, I love Die Hard. Die Hard's a popcorn movie. It did exactly what it was expected to do. It was not, taking a football player and telling him to hit home runs.
Okay, so we're basically making the distinction between, hey, this is, a movie for the decade, a movie to surpass all movies artistically and technically and blah, 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 and what are we doing Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, take a movie like Terms of Endearment. That was a drama. That was a tearjerker. That was meant to be soulful. And it was. I mean, regardless of how many Oscars that it won. I mean, it was there. It did its job. Exactly what it was supposed to do. Even a movie like Mask with Cher in it. I mean, she got a nomination from that, but it was a soulful story. The same thing. I mean, I'm trying to think of things that have happened recently. Okay, Deadpool, the first Deadpool. It was there for fan service completely. It was totally meta, something that had not been done before, and it was only the third or fourth franchise character that had an R movie, and it did exactly what it wanted to with it. All it was there for was to entertain, like Animal House. It was only there to make you laugh. My Dinner with Andre, there to make you think. To talk about the socialization and all that fun stuff. Even a movie like Inception. It's kind of one of those that approaches you like, this is going to be a mind bender, so let's see how far you can get through it. Not like a Space Odyssey, not like 2001, where it's just like when you walk out of the theater, you're like, I don't know what it means, but I certainly don't give a fuck what it means. Whereas when you walk out of Inception, all the pieces that Nolan put together for this movie, you walked out of the theater and you went, okay, was the top shaking? Was it getting ready to fall over? Did he actually make it out? Is he still stuck? I mean, movies that make you think, movies that make you have a warm feeling, movies that, tickle your fuzzy. Those are awesome. And you really do have to categorize movies down to, well, what do I like? What do I enjoy? I mean, I'm sure you know people that loathe sports movies.
Air Bud.
Oh, well, Air Bud's... Air Bud is something that they torture POWs with.
Oh, but it technically counts. No, but I know what you mean. The Mighty Ducks. What's the one with Denzel Washington? Remember the Titans? That kind of stuff.
Oh, dude, Bad News Bears, the original.
Mm-hmm.
Longest Yard. Brilliant movies. And they did exactly what they wanted to do. Let's go with Friday the 13th. It destroyed box office records. And it was just a little itty bitty movie that these guys hashed up enough money together to make. And it made gangbusters. 1980, it was the biggest hit in 1980. And of course, back then, it rolled over because they kept movies in theaters for more than 2 months. But Tarantino basically studied at the feet of the schlock masters. He loved Japanese movies, especially the stuff that came from the Shaw Brothers. He loved blaxploitation films. He loved 70s action films, the kinds like Walking Tall and Dirty Harry. all those kind of, I would say they would be in kind of in the realm of exploitative films. He took all of this stuff and basically put it together and wrote scripts to try to get noticed. The first script he got noticed, and I'm going off the top of my head. The first script he wrote and got noticed with was True Romance, the Christian Slater pick.
Mm-hmm. With Juliette Lewis, I believe.
Yep. And they so they found out he had some talent for writing, and then he also got noticed because he did Natural Born Killers.
Yep.
He wrote that, and they're like, "Hey, this guy's freaky. This guy's out there." So he came with them and said, "Listen, I got this script that I want to do. It's called Reservoir Dogs."
Sure.
Now, had it not been for Harvey Keitel stepping in and saying, "I like the script, I want to do it," it would have never gotten made. Once Harvey Keitel's name was attached to it, then everything just started going
I was going to
Quentin's way.
I was going to say, because if it was only what am I trying to say? If it was only Keitel, then why the hell was Buscemi there? Why was Madsen there?
You gotta keep in mind these guys weren't actually that famous.
I guess
at
not.
that time.
I guess this was their break. I guess.
Yeah, and Harvey, you know, he'd been in a ton of Scorsese movies. He was the man. You know, when actors are like, well, you know, Harvey Keitel's going to be in this movie, they're like, oh, I want to act with him. I want to be on screen with Harvey Keitel. And you know, everybody else just kind of flowed in. They started picking people up left and right. And Lawrence Bender, the producer of it, was pretty brilliant as far as being able to get all these guys to sign on and to do the deal. Now, I like Reservoir Dogs. I do like Reservoir Dogs because, and here comes that homage word again, it's an homage to all the Hong Kong police flicks, like Hard Boiled. If you go back and look at those, basically Tarantino's taking shots from those shows. His camera setups are very similar to those Hong Kong action detective shows. The only thing that differentiates it is the script itself. But if you look at those type of shows, you know, like Hard Boiled, which if anybody out there has not seen Hard Boiled yet, and you're okay with subtitles or dubbing, then go check it out. It's a very good movie. But they were ultra-violent movies. So Tarantino took the ultra-violence, wrapped it around his script, which his script was actually already inspired by those movies. And he made a good movie. You can tell that it was a low-budget movie because most of it was filmed in a damn warehouse.
Yeah, most of the movie takes place in that damn abandoned warehouse or whatever, yeah.
Yep, and it doesn't matter because it's compelling enough.
Yeah, and there's enough of those scenes from where it's just one shot from, you know, a cafe at the beginning or in that bar when, I think it's Eli Roth, the cop, the undercover cop, whatever the hell the actor's name is. I'm blanking. That's bad. But when he's learning how to pretend, you know, he's getting acting lessons. It's on a roof. It's in a bathroom. That's it. There's not a whole lot of movement.
Yeah, and honestly, there are YouTube videos online that literally will show you frame by frame movies that were that he literally stole from scene and shot setups that he literally stole from other movies to make his own. But here's the thing. He was stealing them from exploitation films. He was stealing them from Shaw Brothers films, which most people, unless you're a kung fu head, have never seen. He was stealing them from black exploitation films, so you don't see that, but you do hear the dialogue that they do in the black exploitation films in his movies. Cadence-wise, he rips that off. There have been several people who have said, you know, Quentin Tarantino movies, he rents them. And you can see a lot of that. Now, I'll get into personality-wise a little bit later. But, yeah, his next movie, going into it, was, honestly, kind of a rip on Fellini's 8.5.
Talking about the Hateful Eight?
No, Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard.
His next is kind of a ripoff on.
I
on
see.
that.
I thought you meant his next as in his next project right now, not the next as in chronologically, which was Pulp Fiction. I misunderstood.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The next one he did was Pulp Fiction, because he was over like gangbusters. That movie recouped more profit than they had ever seen on just a small budget movie, and we're talking, you know, a few million. Because from what I've read about Pulp Fiction, most of them took scale. Now that's an amazing thing considering the cast that was around.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there's some heavy hitters now. People that are like, oh yeah, hey, can we get this guy?
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, I'm under the impression that like John Travolta's career was more or less in the shitter, and then that brought him back.
Oh yeah, it revived him. It basically brought out. It basically brought Samuel L. Jackson out from obscurity, because I mean he was doing Spike Lee movies. And, you know, every so often, you know, being the bad black guy or the drug dealer or whatever it was. I mean, he will admit that he basically takes a lot of he took a lot of roles just because that's the only thing that they were offering.
It was a paycheck.
Yeah, literally a paycheck. And here's part of the genius of Tarantino as well. Think of who was in Pulp Fiction.
Overall, or just in general?
Overall.
So you're talking about Bruce Willis, Travolta, Eli. Was it Eli Roth again?
No. Uma Thurman was.
Yeah, Uma Thurman, obviously.
Ving
Rhames.
Ving Rhames, Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz is the one I was thinking of.
If you look at these people, they're all incredibly capable actors. All of them were hung out to dry. So he was playing smart by saying, you know what? These are faces that people recognize. So let's put them into the movie. And from what I was told, they worked way below their normal pay grade, too. Just so...
Fuck what it says Ving Rhames. I don't think that's how you spell it. Also, redacted username said, did someone dox ding dong dox? That's a bit of a tongue twister.
Hey, you know what, brother? If you can find my Pornhub account, then you are welcome to take a look at my my greatest hits.
His ding dong doc.
Because I was hitting it. And it got on film, and I was young, dumb, and full of ambition.
Need for money.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I mean...
but so he got all the big names for cheaper than usual?
Oh, yeah. That was his big thing. Now, it changed after Pulp Fiction. But he got two massive pulls from it. So... I don't mind Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction itself is the French have been doing overlapping stories forever, so it's nothing new. where you've got coincidence and circumstance. Even something like, which came out before Pulp Fiction, a French movie called Run Lola Run. That one was a woman who was continuously living the same day over and over and over again until she got it right.
Wow, sounds like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, well, this one was before Groundhog Day.
I believe it.
Yeah. But she just, instead of like Groundhog Day, where it was a learn as you go, this was a more fuck up as you go. So Run Lola Run is pretty interesting because she just keeps screwing up and keeps screwing up in many different ways. But yeah, overlapping stories. Diner used he used Diner for that type of overlapping dialogue, to where you're getting people just sitting there talking about stuff. You know, that kind of natural flowing dialogue. And I'll not take it away from him. Quentin Tarantino is one hell of a writer when it comes to natural dialogue.
Yeah, people cite that cafe scene in freaking Reservoir Dogs as like the pinnacle of that kind of crap.
Yeah, I think that was a beautiful job. The Big Mac scene in Pulp Fiction.
That's another one.
Great stuff, great dialogue. There's 2 or 3 in Bad Romance or True Romance that were pretty cool. Especially Gary Oldman doing his weird Rasta Jamaican one-eyed guy.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
I mean, that was hilarious. It was great stuff. But as it continued on, the seams started to show with it. I know, excuse me, what is it? Jackie Brown comes up next, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Damn it. You know what? I'm just going to cheat at this point. I'm going to pull up Tarantino's.
I mean, I can pull it
movie.
up. I can put it on the screen if you want me to. In fact, I'm going to.
If you think they would have fun with it.
Yeah, I've been putting stuff on the screen all day. Or all day. I'll stream. I'm losing my mind. Let me see
All
here.
freaking day long.
But yeah, here you go. Oh, wait, don't want to have that playing. Don't want to get showed. But yeah. So, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. Oh, apparently he wrote Dust Till... Oh, what he's known for. That's not the chronology. Let me see here. Let's just go. Oh, apparently Kill Bill Volume 3 is going to happen.
They want it to. But then again, you know, he's talking about his rule of 10.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Yeah, looks that way. It looks like, yes, it was Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Okay, Jackie Brown, the only thing you need to do is go back to blaxploitation films. Go back to Dolomite. Go back to the Mac. You can even pull from Shaft.
Well, I mean, hell, it's got like the blaxploitation lady herself and frickin' Pam Grier, who was in a bunch of those, wasn't she?
Yep,
Yeah.
she was. Cleopatra Brown, I think, or Foxy Brown.
Foxy Cleopatra.
Was it Foxy Cleopatra?
I believe so.
God damn it! I keep thinking Cleopatra Schwartz from the Kentucky Fried Movie. Yeah, but Pam Grier, he definitely wanted to have her in. Once again, it's one of those revitalize the star. But then again, John Carpenter had already put her in Escape from L.A., so he wasn't doing her any favors. But yeah, a lot of that dialogue, a lot of how it flows, a lot of how the action is, that's not an Elmore Leonard story. That thing was almost a total mishmash, and then it was like, oh, I forgot. This is the reason why we did the movie, and here's the ending. Because he was more consumed with doing his homage to blaxploitation films. And that was when the suck really started kicking in. You know, you could see it start to go threadbare right there at that point. And that's what really kind of drove me insane, was because, okay, this guy's a great writer, but he's pulling too many references. he's pulling too much shit from other movies. And if you let's see, yeah, because the next one he goes into is Kill Bill, right?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Okay. Kill Bill is direct ripoff from Shaw Brothers. He even used a character from the Shaw Brothers. You know, the ancient Chinese guy that teaches her kung fu?
Yeah, Master Fu or whatever.
Yeah, and he even rips off Hattori Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo's, yeah, Steel, the guy who makes the sword, yeah.
Yes. He ripped them off. He ripped off he ripped off specific shot setups when this is looping back. When the one that always comes to mind the easiest is when when she's getting ready to have the fight with Lucy Liu.
Mm-hmm.
The final showdown between
everything's been building up, yeah, to this one moment.
Now, when she walks out, they have the fight in a garden where snow's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's that slow, subtle walk up to it. There is a scene that's exactly the same in The Bride with White Hair. Exactly the same. Now, the results may be a little different, but the same, you know, chop close up, doing the split diopter with Uma, Beatrix in the background, and whatever her name was, Rattlesnake or Mongoose or whatever the fuck it was. Stupid shit.
Oh, yeah, because all the ladies had snake names. That's right.
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen it in a while.
And the nurse scene, where what was it, Cottonmouth or whatever Daryl Hannah's name was?
Yeah.
That was a literal lift from a Brian De Palma film.
Brian De Palma of Scarface fame, correct?
Of Scarface, Blowout. He also did Phantom of the Paradise, which is my favorite one from him.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I knew who the hell we were talking about.
Yeah, because he was hip on doing split screens and stuff. He loved doing them. And with that heavy, overburdened music. So that was a direct lift from De Palma doing the Kill Bill. So he spent time, you know, on both of them, you know, ripping off the Shaw Brothers, ripping off any type of kung fu movie where he saw something that he liked and he incorporated it into his script. And then he tried to throw in all this hipster doofus stuff. Like, you know, when Lucy Liu's at the Yazuka table and does the "here's the price, I collect your fucking head. Do you understand me? Which one of you fuckers are next?" You know, nice little outburst. Didn't really fit. But that was him scripting outside of the dialogue he was already ripping off. And
so we're kind of getting into, like, if I'm in a class and I'm assigned an essay of some sort and I'm asked to write, you know, a scientific one, or not a scientific one, but an academic one, and I cite a source, you know, I'll give you the source exists, and I won't copy it, you know, I won't Control-C, Control-V. I'll just paraphrase a little bit, or I'll add in my own little touch to it. Is that basically what we're boiling down to?
Essentially, yeah. He's taking elements from all the stuff that he loved and is making a career out of it.
All right.
And I mean, I tell you, there's very few things that, like I said, I mean, Pulp Fiction's okay. I can't count the stuff that he wrote before he became a director. I'm just going by being a director. And if you take from other people and put them into your movie and act like you're the one who came up with it, which he did for quite a bit. He literally spent time with, you know, saying, well, this is my vision and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I tell you what you were talking about, let's give a decent parallel. Spielberg, in the movie Jaws. I'm sure you've seen it, right?
Yes, I'm aware of Jaws.
Okay.
We need a bigger boat.
Yep. Okay. Now, there is one point where, oh God, man, I'm blanking on fucking names. It's killing me. Where Roy Scheider,
Yeah.
as the sheriff, they're on the boat, and the shark is coming towards them. They do what's called a Spielberg zoom, which is a pull in and zoom out at the same time. The camera literally pulls in to the person that it's focusing on while it's zooming out the lens.
Oh, wow, that's funny. I put in Spielberg and Z into Google, and it immediately auto-completed to Zoom.
Oh, yeah, you can do that on there. I forgot. I forgot that gimmick. I'm going to have to do that real quick.
Here, hopefully this... Are you talking about like a dolly zoom? Because this is what showed up when I Googled it.
Well, he's the one who actually invented it. He wanted to move in physically. So yes, you would be dollying in.
All right, well then I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on YouTube and see if this is what you're talking about.
Or no, he was on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little 4-second thing.
Yep. So I'm going to play it. So you're talking about this where the camera just zooms in like that?
Yeah, but did you see it?
Where it's just slowly... Oh, but it gets wider. Yeah.
Yep.
As you get closer. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you're physically getting closer, but the shot is wider.
Yeah, basically you're widening out with the lens while you're moving in physically. And that's where you get that effect where it's like, oh, fuck. And he came up with that. And that's an amazing thing. It's an amazing tool. I do not fault anybody for using a Spielberg zoom because it's there to kind of convey a feeling. But he didn't steal that scene from anybody, and anybody else who uses the Spielberg zoom doesn't do it either. I mean, it's used as accentuation, parsley on the plate, if you will. He's not, people who use that zoom, it's just a technique, but they're not stealing an entire scene. They're not taking somebody's style.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. In the chat, Night Beast says, Rack and Pull, Hitchcock did that. No, he didn't. Me. Hitchcock did it in Vertigo. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he got me. I forgot. It's been a long time, Night Beast, since I've seen Vertigo. Been a long time ago.
All right.
But yeah, I thought that was just a... Yeah, I thought it was just a basic rack and pull. Where they just refocused as they pulled in on it. I have to bring that up.
Oh, the Hitchcock and Pull? Here, I could probably find it. You see here, what is it called? A rack and pull? All right, I'll
rack
look it
and
up.
pull.
All right, here we go. Hitchcock, rack and pull. Vertigo example, or vertigo effect, 7 examples. Well, okay.
I forgot. Yeah, that was used. Yeah. I mean, they call it the Spielberg zoom, but yeah, you are completely right, Night Beast.
Oh, this article literally says, we probably arrived at this page after pressing pause on Vertigo or Jaws or Raging Bull or Goodfellas. Yeah, so that seems to be the case. Just trying to find a good video of it.
Yeah, I'm going through right now to see if I can find a time index on Vertigo. Well, technically, Mel Brooks used it in High Anxiety too, because it was a ripoff of Vertigo.
Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, I forgot about the scene from Goodfellas. Yeah, hold on, let me pull this up. where they're in the diner.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is what we're talking about. So yeah, so it's where the background starts to. Yeah, that's trippy as hell.
Yeah, the background starts to widen out as the camera moves forward.
That's. I would have never noticed that.
Yeah, but do you see how disorienting it is?
Yeah, that's a little claustrophobic and weird.
Yeah, it makes your brain just go, there's something wrong. There's something happening here. Shit is going down.
But yeah, I invited Night Beast on if he wants, and I'm like, you want to join and fight over movies? Could have a movie kumite.
Well, and it's kind of weird. I mean, if you watch the one that he's talking about from Vertigo, a rack and pull is a little bit different from the Spielberg Zoom, just because it shows the guy falling down the steps, and they literally had to pull focus as they were following him down the steps. So it's not necessarily they're basically what racking is to stay to stay in focus.
Mm-hmm.
But they were following him down the steps. It's different. If you take a look at it, they are two different things. But yeah, I'll give Hitchcock credit for trying to devise that. Oh, there's a good one that Toby Hooper did for Poltergeist. That one's pretty awesome.
Yeah, sorry. I was just looking at my chat on my OBS and it's off. I'm not sure how that got moved.
It was me. It was my fault.
It was you all along?
I spewed so much venom about Quentin Tarantino that it poisoned everything. But yeah, I mean, I think if you compare both of them with the rack and pull from Psycho, you can see that there's a modified difference. I will still give Hitchcock credit for doing some very awesome things, but as far as it goes, I still think the Spielberg Zoom is different enough. And if people still use it, I mean, I'm still looking at examples here, like they're using, Ron Howard used it in Apollo 13. It's one of those, I like to call the move the oh shit move, because something's going down so you're disoriented, and them being able to widen the field while drawing closer makes you go, huh? You know, or basically on a subtle subliminal way, it makes your brain think something's wrong.
Yeah, Nightbeast says they pull focus because the camera is zooming in while it is physically moving back. It's the same.
Yeah, kinda. There were different ways to actually do it. When they did it back when Hitchcock was doing it, that's why I give Hitchcock the credit. But for how it's used in modern day now, it's Spielberg Zoom. So they're part of the same genus. They're just kind of different species, if that helps. But I think we're getting a little bit off on topic. But yeah, I won't disagree with you.
No, I've to be honest, I found this fascinating because I have watched, I think, all the movies mentioned, and it never even occurred to me that that was happening.
Yeah, but it messes with your mind. It's a subliminal trick. It's definitely a cool thing. I mean, and my point with this is that why wouldn't you want to use that if it dictates, if it merits. But I mean, literally lifting entire scenes, lifting entire dolly shots, and lifting entire camera shots.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Night Beast, what are you talking about? It's done the same way. And then horse-wearing Holocaust survivor costume. Wrong. They push focus because the camera is zooming out while it is physically moving forward. It's the same. Fuckwad. There's a topic? Question mark. That's a great chain of statements right there.
And definitely, I will say if you guys go back and take a look, you'll see a difference, because a lot of the Vertigo shots, you can see that they zoom and pull at the same time, but it wasn't done in the way that Spielberg did it. Like I said, they come from the same family, but they're different kids. And you can fight me on that. I don't care. It's what I believe, and fuck you. So to finish up with Tarantino, the one thing that I really have started to despise, and this is in his last films, is that he's a white man getting away with saying the word nigger all the time. I do not like that. I think that's cheap and lazy writing. I sincerely hated in Inglourious Bastards. I found no point to that movie. Hey, what if Hitler did die? Well, he didn't, you jackass. He actually escaped to Brazil and lived a very long and healthy life. So your movie sucks. And him creating all this stuff, I mean, he was ripping off some of the cheaper made war movies that came later than the John Wayne era. Once again, homaging the shit out of everything. And yeah, I don't even want to talk about the Django Unchained or Hateful Eight. They sucked. They were just bad movies.
Oh.
Bad movies.
Oh. Well, then, you want to hear something funny?
Okay, go for it.
There's only one movie I've ever gone to the theater twice to see. And
Which one?
It's Django.
Oh man, that was a blaxploitation movie done back in the Civil War era. That's all it was.
Oh, but the song and Christoph Waltz as the dentist, quote unquote. Oh man. The scene where the KKK runs out in the fields and they're like, boy, these hoods suck.
Well, once again, that's just him basically trying to be meta. Wait a minute, I have to find out.
I have to find out what. I'm just waiting for... damn, Night Beast won't let it go. It is done the same way. You're just trying to save face because you are WRONG in caps and with periods.
Well, that's why I'm typing in the chat.
Oh.
What's the acronym of wrong?
Oh, this ought to be good.
Because, you know, I'm looking for some high intellect here.
Ooh.
Because we know which servers that Night Beast hangs out in.
Oh, all right. We're gonna have movie blood sports. Is that where we're going with this?
I'm seriously hoping that he pulls something out of his ass that's brilliant, because I will laugh, and like Quentin Tarantino, I will steal it and use it later.
I'm curious, because he's got complete creative freedom to fill in what W means, what R means.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. No. You don't get to pull that bullshit. Answer the question first. The Django was a shitty Western. Not a spaghetti Western. I don't care who created it. I mean, you can see that he did pulls from going with the whole spaghetti Western series. That's fine. But there was a lot of blaxploitation in it.
Oh, man.
So, what is the acronym of wrong? Come on, Night Beast.
I offered to let him on. You guys can hash it out like gentlemen, but so far he has not responded.
Give in to your feelings. Come over to the dark side.
That's not bad. Oh, wow, fuckwad. It wasn't even in the West.
Well, wait a minute. You know, it might have been in the western part of one state.
Oh, all right. Now you're on technicalities.
Oh, no, I'm just being a smartass. But, yeah, that's the reason why I don't like Tarantino, because he's a hack now. He had some great promise. It's just like Mr. Shamalama Ding Dong.
Who?
H. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, God.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yes, now I got you.
He's, I mean, he started off with 2 really decent movies, and then all of a sudden just went to shit. But I am hoping for the 3rd part of the Unbreakable trilogy that he pulls his ass out of the fire.
There was a sequel to Unbreakable?
Technically, yes.
Oh, I missed that.
You did? Damn it. You're going to have to go back and see it.
Okay, well,
Because
what's it called?
It's called Split.
Okay.
It stars James McAvoy.
And, then maybe I did see it.
Because I just gave it the fuck away, because I thought you'd already seen it.
Oh my goodness, what is going on? Horse-wearing Holocaust survivor's costume says, wrong again! Carpaccio is a dish of raw meat or fish, such as beef, veal, salmon, or tuna, thinly sliced or pounded thin, and served mainly as an appetizer. It was invented in 1950 by Sergio Carpaccio.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, horse-wearing Holocaust survivor's costume.
So, Horse, are you offering to make this for the chat? What's the deal? Because you're getting me hungry.
I just want a Holocaust survivor's costume.
Oh, dude, I saw tons of those at the Washington Memorial, the Holocaust Museum.
Oh.
I tell you what, that's an interesting walkthrough. If anybody, I'm not debating numbers, I'm not debating ethnostate, but they do have a lot of proof of nasty shit that went down. Now, I mean, I think one of the real interesting things is, you know, they'll bring up, you know, those horrible inhumanities. They never bring up the things that happened in Russia. They never bring anything that happened in the killing fields of Cambodia. But people will focus on just one thing. It's like, you know what? Man's humanity to man will continue to go on. It will always happen. Because there are assholes in the world. Blatant assholes. You can't stop them. They're always going to be around. You can't genetically splice them out. And, you know, that's why I appreciate Night Beast. Because we get a different perspective.
My bad. Sergio Corbucci is who I was thinking about. I guess I was worst rabbit over nigger Gomes. Oh.
It was not the Sergio Leone?
No, he came up with wrong.
Oh, wait a minute. I guess I got to reload my screen because it's not popping. Bear with me here a sec.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'll let you read.
You know, if he can come up with something as ingenious as Wu-Tang's Cream, then, you know, I'll even sub to his channel. And no top chat, all live. Man, I have to give you that Price is Right. Dun 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 dun. Because yeah,
could have been better.
Yeah. Tell you what, work on it, Night Beast. You know, the grades are not written in ink yet. Only a pencil's been put in so far. There's a penciled grade. Maybe something by the end of the show. Perhaps something you can tweet out. I have faith in you. You can do it. So now we've got Quentin out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some other type of sparkling conversation? Oh, I can tell you my. I don't know. I might have told this story already about trying to get John Cameron Mitchell on the show.
John Cameron Mitchell. I'm trying to think. Maybe.
John Cameron Mitchell is writer, director. He did the only two movies that probably would stand out would be Hedwig and the Angry Inch, which is still running on Broadway somewhere. And also he did one called Short Bus.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia. It says Hedwig and the Angry Inch, Short Bus, and Rabbit Hole. What he's known for, apparently.
Yeah. Actually, it was the first American movie that featured hardcore, not only male female, but male sex, was Short Bus. Just a lot of people fucking on the screen.
Oh, fantastic! I'm there.
Yeah, it basically deals with the New York subculture of sex clubs and such, and it just like that, many different stories happening in one place. That's Short Bus. Anyway, I like his film style. I've met him before. We had a really nice conversation, and so I know he's very conversant. He is very gay, and so I thought it might be nice to do a change up, to actually talk to somebody out of the non-hetero.
See how the other half lives?
I know how the other half lives. I've been around sex clubs, for God's sake.
Oh.
Although, the funny thing about it is, most sex clubs discourage man-on-man sex, but they encourage female-on-female sex.
That, from a heterosexual male's perspective, is fine by me.
Yep. It is.
Real quick, horse-wearing Holocaust survivors costume says, they never talk about Croatian Nazis either. While those asshats had special concentration camps for children, mostly Orthodox Christ Serbs, so who gives a fuck if it ain't no chosen folk?
I honestly can't disagree with him on that.
I wish I knew what the hell he was talking about, but I'll believe him, I guess.
Well, the bigger story is, yeah, they're focusing on one section of people instead of taking it as general bullshit that there are evil people out there.
Oh, by the way, Night Beast has responded with, while I do that, you work on your film history.
Hey, I'll take my opinions with me. Ebert and Siskel clashed as far as styles and techniques go, but at the end of the day, they were friends, and they went out and had something that some guy named Sergio Carpaccio made.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think he seems to be implying that he's Siskel and Ebert, and you're just some guy with a blog.
I don't even have a blog.
I just mean in terms of level or caliber or respect as a film critic or opinionated, I guess.
Oh, that's okay. Nice Beast has no respect for anyone.
Oh, really? I thought he liked me. Maybe not.
Well, he'll knife you when he can. He's a sneaky little bastard.
Oh, damn. Do you have proof of these allegations? I would like to see.
I have photos.
You have photos? Oh, no. You've got screenshots. Time to DM.
Yeah, I don't care if people think that I'm wrong. I have my beliefs, just like those Christians who take snake bites.
Horse-wearing Holocaust survivor's costume says, just Google Ustasha? U-S-T-A-S-H-A. Ustasha. All right, I'll look that up.
Hey, let's see if we've got something to talk about, as long as it's not ethno-state or
Yeah.
religion or politics.
Let me think here. To be honest, the only other thing I had planned was I got a couple of just goofy videos I wanted to watch that I thought were funny. But oh, and I also, one of those videos was about computer programming, which is what I get paid to do, basically, in a vague sense. You know, not to get too specific, but to be honest, it's been 2 hours, so I think I may just cut it here, unless you got something else you want to add or talk about.
No, I'm good. I mean, the Mitchell story was okay,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, should I kill it in a minute?
Kill what? Oh, you're still going. Oh, I apologize. I thought you were done. I got distracted with the chat. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Then no, continue, finish what you were saying, and then we'll call it.
The chat is awesome to be distracted. Well, I sent to CAA, which is like one of the biggest agencies that represent actors and writers and blah, blah, blah. I mistyped and put in James Cameron Mitchell. The assistant gets back to me and says, okay, well, we're a little confused. Did you want to interview John Cameron Mitchell or James Cameron?
And you're like, oh, what happened?
I'm like, you know, I apologize. My hand didn't write what my brain was thinking. I'm looking for John Cameron Mitchell. But, you know, if you'd like to set me up with an interview with James Cameron, I think I could fit him in.
You could come up with some time for him.
Yeah, I could. You know, why not? He's made a couple of good movies. You know, nothing memorable.
I think I've heard of one of them. I think it was, what was it? The ship crashed. I don't remember. It was an iceberg.
Well, I just remember that he was one of the painters, one of the glass painters for Escape from New York. He made, because, you know, they couldn't make the, you know, New York all busted up and shit. So they would take and they'd do, you know, an insert shot, a physical insert shot where they had a painted glass background set up back behind the actor or whatever the action was going on. So it made it look like it was apocalyptic. He started with Roger Corman. I think his first directing credit was Piranha 2, The Spawning.
Oh, God. Did that premiere on the Sci-Fi Channel?
No. This was back in the days when you know, no cable. Piranha 2 was like late 70s, I think.
What am I thinking of? Wasn't there Piranha's 3D maybe, or something like that, or Sharknado, something like that.
And hopefully we can get the Sharknado guys in. They've already said that they'd like to do the show, so. But they have to wait because their CEO is in Europe right now, and he won't have any time. He won't be back until August. So that works perfect for me. Hell, I'll do it.
Night Beast says, you could ask James Cameron about the rack and pull.
I don't know. Did he ever utilize it? Night Beast, since you're the professional here, self-proclaimed, can you tell me whether or not he racked and pulled, and not just in his bedroom? Because I'm sure that has happened.
Many a time. He's a famous director, I'm sure.
Well, you know, take home one of those prosthetic Terminator arms.
Oh.
Get yourself a stranger.
Yeah. Oh, if I lay on my arm, it becomes numb, and it's like a stranger.
Yeah. But, you know, if you're using, you know, advanced robotics, even more so, just make sure you got that PSI calculated correctly.
You're going to rip something off. But all right, who do you got planned for Tuesday? Anything this Tuesday?
We're having this weird guy on. He's a voice actor. His name's John McIntyre. You might know him as AP the Frog.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
good
he's
for
coming
you.
on. Yeah, after the debacle, because he blames me because he got on air and got Kyle Aber to do the diss to Ghastly in
Oh, I missed
Gohan's
that.
voice.
Really, I missed that.
Yeah. Well, I actually, the only thing that I asked that was fanboy, I had him do All Hail Blue Whale as Ox King.
Oh, nice.
But he he blames me for that happening. He's like, I get to talk to one of my idols, and now we're channel banned.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. That I do know about. But no, I didn't realize the Ox King said, "All hail Blue Whale." That's pretty funny.
Yeah, somebody's clipping it. I'll be honest with you, I'm way too small of a channel, but if somebody really likes it, if there's big names that show up, I'm having them do the All Hail Blue Whale just for the fuck of it.
Even though they have no idea what it's for
No.
or what it's a reference to.
Now, Harry Manfredini did ask me, and I went into a 2-minute explanation. It's like it's part of a cartoon. It's a fake religious thing because, the blue whale is the biggest animal on planet Earth that we know of. So they decided, why worship something dead when you can worship something living like a blue whale? He's like, oh, okay. Well, all hail blue whale.
Amazing. You got a gimmick.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, as long as we can have fun with the people that are coming on. If it's not going to be fun to me, although I will probably, if I ever do get him on, I might bust Andy Worsley's balls.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. Well, just because I told him, I said, listen, I'd love to get you on so we could talk about stuttering.
Oh.
I'm sure we could fill up at least an hour talking about stuttering.
Are you sure? Because if you both stutter, it'll take 2 hours.
Yeah, you beat me to the punchline, damn it.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
No, that's good.
You put it on a tee, just asking for me to hit it.
Yeah, we got a lot of good people coming around. Yeah, Tuesday it's going to be John. And here's the cool thing about the interview. I'm running it the exact same way that we did with Ghastly, because we interviewed Ghastly as Justin Smith.
Okay.
So no kayfabe. It's just him talking about his life and why he's doing what he's doing. Then we've got legendary wrestler Bobby Fulton and his son Dylan Hines on the 10th. Cognitive Thoughts going to be on the 17th. The 24th is still a bit of a mystery to me. We've got 2 people, but I haven't gotten confirmation yet. And then, of course, rounding it out, American Gadfly and I are going to talk conspiracies.
Cool.
And I know if you've got the time, we'll get you in on the August roll, if you want to.
If you give me enough warning, I can be a filler if somebody cancels or whatever.
Well, but you have to talk like them.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
just give me
if
a
they do
heads up so I can practice.
Yeah, I mean, if you have impressions, sharpen them up, because we're gonna need them. But yeah, thank you for letting me come on. This was a lot of fun. I can now take Quentin Tarantino and put him away. I never have to talk about him again, and that fills my heart with joy.
Fair enough. And to be fair, you were on here before, but it was a bit of a cluster F, so I don't know how much you contributed or enjoyed it, because you bailed. You were like, I've had enough of this.
No, I had to walk away because Emmy was just not letting anybody talk and just going off, and I'm just like, yeah, I tell you what, you need this. It's therapy. I'm out.
I don't blame you.
Because I try not to be a dick. So bowing out gracefully is one of the talents that I've learned.
No, I appreciate it. And to be fair, this is number 6 for me. So even though we're 6 in now, I'm still trying to figure out this shit, how I exactly want it to go and whatnot. And I'm still trying to get the technology right and all that shit. So, in hindsight, maybe I should have just cut her off and said enough. But to be fair, then like 20 minutes later, we started talking about, transsexuals using stomach lining for, genitalia. So I don't know for whatever that's worth.
No, that was part of it.
Oh, that was
I
part
was
of it before you left? Or okay.
Yeah, I was there for that.
That's what I'm saying. For every hour of you're just like you're filibustering a little bit, you get, 10, 15 minutes of gold.
Oh yeah, and it's just like normal mining. It's gonna take time. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a pro at all. I mean, I have some radio background and stuff, but yeah, it's finding your groove literally. And I mean, you've got the tech thing down. I can't do what you're doing right now, and it's pissing me off.
I tried to help, to be fair.
Well, I mean, if you ever want to go covert, and we can try it again, but good God, I think it's just because I have that virtual camera thing going on now.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I've never heard of a virtual camera. I'm not that tech savvy. It just sounds like something you could disable and then use a OBS source for just the Google Hangout window.
Yeah, because OBS, it's basically a patch to OBS where you can use it as your virtual camera. And that's how we got the infinity and beyond shots.
Yep. I'm trying to think. Okay, but so DocGriffon on YouTube, Tuesdays, 8 o'clock-ish?
Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard.
All right, you can find Doc there. We're going to call it a day, folks. I want to thank everyone who stopped by. Oh, I'm going to read Fuckwad for the last time. You can ask James Cameron why he thought Disney's Pocahontas in Space was an original work. Lol. Pocahontas in Space? That's real?
Dude,
that's a
no.
Disney product?
No, he's completely right. If you take a look at the draft for Avatar,
Yeah.
it is almost literally the draft for Disney's Pocahontas.
Oh, I see. So there's a parallel between of eerie similarity to Avatar and Pocahontas. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, except for they don't sing Colors of the Wind, which was kind of a disappointment.
Nor are there guns and fighting and shit. Or at least not automatic weapons.
Well, no, it still transfers because the blue people are the Native Americans. John Smith is the guy who the guy who was a cripple before, but now he's in their body, so he can so he can see through their eyes.
Oh, he's
yeah,
John Smith. I got you.
Yeah, it's a ripoff.
Fair enough. I never would have thought of that. But all right, folks, we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna end it on something that I talked about earlier, where I appeared on a user by the name of A Wild Fox Appears. You can find him on YouTube at A Wild Fox Appears. I did a pre-recorded hour-long chat with him, and at the beginning he opened with what we're going to close with, his rendition of Closing Time by Semisonic. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Fuckwad, Night Beast, horse-wearing Holocaust survivor's costume. DocGriffon for stopping by. Let's see here, who else we got? Podcast to Sleep To, Wild Fox Appears, redacted username, Blackout, Fire Mistress, Ariana Schwarmer, and anyone else I missed. Oh, Constantine 1776. And anyone else I missed. See you next time for number 7. Here's the outro. See ya.
I'm not hearing it.
Closing time. Open all the doors out and let you out into the world. Closing time. Turn all of the lights on over every boy and every girl. Closing time. One last call for alcohol, so finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know I wanna take me home. I know I wanna take me home. I know I want to take I hope you have found a friend. Closing time. Every new beginning comes with some other beginnings, and yeah, I know I wanna take me home. I know I wanna take me home. I know I wanna take me home. Take me home. Closing time. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. I know I wanna take me home. I know I wanna take me home. I know I wanna take me home. Take me home. I know I wanna take me home. I know